Hello, Emily Miller.
Hi, Kate Richburg. How
Yes,
are you?
I'm good. I'm wearing my beret.
I see that.
Very
I
good.
love it. I have a knitting pattern for beret, kind of waiting in the wings to do.
I
Um,
love it.
because I like a beret also. Um,
I do.
and I want it to be soft enough that it won't like
It's-
mess up my hair. I'm not having a very good hair day right now these
Oh,
days.
you look amazing,
I'm on
A.
I'm ready to get a haircut next week, and I don't know what's gonna happen, but something's gonna happen. Something's gotta
This,
give.
it's a cashmere beret
Nice.
that my friend Christine got me for Christmas. And I'm also celebrating the fact that 2024 is when I take that great group to France. We're going to do a broadcast on it next week on the 4th with Jen Cushman. We still have space. So stay tuned to your newsletters,
Uh-huh.
friends, for
No, it
that.
sounds like a lot of fun and a lot of excitement.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So bonjour.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. I know, I love it. It's a cashmere beret. I'm kind of excited. Um, oh my gosh, Emily, this is the show. We've got 2 wrap-up shows. You and I are doing a wrap-up project. Andrea and I on Friday are doing a year-end wrap bracelet. So it's going to be.
I like all those stories.
I do too.
You know,
I do too.
I have to say, this year and last year and the year before, I've had such a weird fluid sense of time. We were talking about this a little bit earlier, and I really had it in my brain that
Yes.
we were on Friday, and I was really sure. And I opened the newsletter this morning and went, "Oh, whoopsie."
Oops, we're going on today.
We're going on today. So I
Yes.
walked my dogs real quick and messed around with my hair because after I walk the dogs, I wear a ball cap or a hat of some kind when I walk the dogs because
Right.
I do. And
There we go.
so I had to mess around with my hair and get a little cuticle cream on and get myself ready to roll. But we're here and we're ready to go. So it's all
Right.
good.
I just put on a red lip. There we go.
Perfect. Perfect.
Perfect.
Perfect.
So
No,
I just thought, it's just you and me and like 200 people watching. So, whatever.
I don't know. I have no idea. I think the pandemic did this to me, but I'm at the same time super conscious of time going by, and at the other
Yeah.
time, on the other hand,
Yeah.
super unconscious of what the hell day it is. Sorry for cursing.
Yeah.
I have no idea what day it is. And I
Yeah.
also know that the week between Christmas and New Year's was traditionally a time I took off for myself.
Mhm.
I was
Right.
not, if I could. And it is kind of a dead zone week. It's a week of nobody's eating at the right times and we're eating nothing but leftovers. And, and everyone's slightly got indigestion or
Yeah.
a little heart still from all the overdoing of fancy foods. But I also have jury duty that I'm watching right now. I could be called
Oh,
any day for jury duty for
any
the next
day,
10
any
years.
moment. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
So
Crazy.
I have to I should call in at 5:01 every day going, oh, come on, rolling the dice. So far it's been delayed every day. Call tomorrow.
Oh, here goes. Here
Yeah.
goes. Hopefully they're too busy end of year.
Uh,
Well, I hope you had a great holiday. We had a great holiday over here. Like you said, we had our marketing meeting earlier today. Usually we have it on Tuesdays. We had it today because yesterday, was kind of the Boxing Day that we sort of take off, but we sort of work, and it's crazy. So, but we're getting back on track. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming for 2024.
Yep.
So
Yep.
fun.
Loads of plans coming up with JP and I have been
Lots of plans.
talking.
Yes, we're eating a lot of leftovers. I made a prime rib, and I'll tell you, Chris got like the biggest prime rib I've ever seen in my life. And it came out great. My parents are eating it. We're eating it. If anyone wants to come over for leftovers, we still have some. Whew. Yeah, today I've got to go on
I went to
I've got to
other
go on a long
houses.
walk.
I went to other people's houses, so I took my food there and left it there and didn't bring any home, which I'm perfect. So I'm kind of already back to my normal schedule of meals because
Ooh.
there was so much stuff on Christmas Eve at my sister-in-law's that you would not have believed.
Yeah. Yeah.
the spread. And
Yeah.
she traditionally asked everyone to just bring appetizers, and that has morphed now into things like mac and cheese and
The
roast
great mac and
porridge
cheese
and
appetizer, of course.
ham and, all this food. And I ate and I said, I need to walk away from the kitchen. I need to go over in the family room and just hang out and not eat for a minute.
Yes.
Because it was all very delicious. And my brother and I had a great Christmas Day meal.
Oh, that's great. Well, today we're having a big salad for dinner, so we're going
Yes,
to try and rein
indeed.
it in.
Indeed.
I wanted to let all of you folks know, if you checked your newsletter, Drea has something going on called the 12 Days of Beadmiss, my
I saw
friend.
that. Super cute.
So cute. So I'm going to flash the Beadmiss for today. Today, if you're watching us live, it's December 27th. We're skipping item of the week the next 2 weeks and instead bringing you the 12 days of Beadmiss. Check your newsletters, friends, every day. And we have some mega markdowns on a category. It may be just one thing, but today is 20% off all leather. Plus, my friends, you can add that coupon code to combine. So today is the day. If you want to stock up on leather, this may be the biggest sale we've ever had on leather. So that is today only, December 27th. You can combine it with Jolly 15 or Joyous 20, and leather on the website is already marked down 20%. So that'll go until tonight, midnight Pacific time. And then tomorrow we'll do it all over again. There's a new Beadmiss category.
I
So
like pulling this out to Epiphany. It's so good.
I know, right? Might as well,
Might
right?
as well. Yeah.
Might as well, a whole bead epiphany.
Yeah.
So today, Emily, you and I are going to talk about the year-end wrap-up. We're going to talk about some of our favorite projects. I'm going to toss in a couple of my favorite beads. It's kind of going to be a free form. I'd also like folks for you to chime in the chat and let me know what your favorite project has been over this year, because inquiring minds want to know. Also, just as a reminder, on the 10th, it's going to be January 10th, that's when I'm wrapping up my temperature project. So at the end of the year, after the 31st, go ahead and send your temperature project photos in to, I'm looking for my email, to info. Well, I'll just do this. Hang on. I've got this banner. Hang on. Send it all to us there we go. I'm covering you up, Emily, at info@beadshop.com when you're complete. Or if you're not complete, just send what you've made. But on that show on the 10th, I'm going to show some temperature projects from all of you all. And everyone who sends something in gets a little something back from me. Hooray.
Oh, that's
I
not
know.
nice.
Right?
Yeah. I had a really cool idea flash in my head.
I'm going to add our bead boards to the stage.
The other day for the temperature project, and I have all my my samples and in progress things right beside me, and I'm looking for a little bit of beadwork that I had the temperature project. I have to admit that like I said, I am not really a pattern follower and a kit person. That's just not my nature. But I had a thought about doing a different temperature project that would be kind of fun in peyote stitch, flat peyote stitch,
Oh,
and
yeah.
having the background be the temperatures. So as you moved through this temperature project, the design, the pattern that is in the foreground would be the same, the whole thing, but the background would be
would
temperature.
change. Oh,
Right.
that's
So
cool.
it would ombre itself naturally through the whole piece. And so I literally had this thought this morning because I knew you were going to bring up the temperature project. I did my temperature project for about that much, and I'll find it here. And I was going to stitch it into a peyote and a tube, and that was it. I failed miserably at the temperature project.
Well, you were a little busy.
Yeah, I guess I was real busy. I don't know, whatever. I just was
So
it was not my jam. So
Mary's giving us a good piece of advice. Don't wait. Place your orders as soon as you get the newsletter. I procrastinated on the first day of Beadmiss and missed the glue. So yeah, I mean, you folks, we want to thank you so much for your support. I wanted to just say a quick comment. We did take a few days off, but when you get your newsletter, jump in, get those Beadmiss deals. Also, a quick reminder, Drea does answer everybody during our regular business hours. So if you're missing an email from Drea, check your spam folders, my friends, because she gets back to you. Also, my friends, the holidays, and it'll be the same for New Year's, will be closed on January 1st, but it'll be back to business on the 2nd. So Drea once in a while pops in over the weekend to make sure that there isn't a fire she needs to put out. But please, please, friends, if you're emailing, remember we want you to do so in your kind voice because we are just a small little team and your kindness and understanding goes a long way with us. We work really, really hard for you, especially Drea. So we want that kind beater voice from you. So thank you. And all of you do that. I'm just coming in for a little gentle reminder.
well, I do think it gets you more if you can take a breath.
As Gran would say, more flies with
Sugar than honey, or
yes,
sugar
sugar than vinegar. Yeah, something like that.
It's funny how much difference you can make when in someone's day. You take a breath, a way to pause, a beat, and say, "Can you help me? I have a problem." And they say, "Of course, I can help you with your problem." And then you explain, and you wait again for them to finish their thing, and it's just, I don't know. It is. I know my mom was a big kind of do unto others person, and so if you were in that person's shoes, how would you want them to say it? So
Yeah,
and if you make a mistake, all you have to do is apologize.
that's it.
Say,
That
"Oh,
is it.
oops, I was very upset in my mind, and I'm sorry that I shared that
Yes.
with you."
No. Well, you and I are both veterans of retail holiday. Someday we'll have a late night session. Uh,
You will not believe what people will say to you.
That's right. Like the time someone was knocking on the door and we had been closed, bead shop had been closed, and they're like pleading for ear wires, pleading for ear wires. And we're like hiding behind the thing going, please, we just want to go home and have Christmas Eve dinner. So I get the ear wires, I get them off the wall, I open the door, and I said, here are your ear wires. The registers are closed. Merry Christmas. Go. Oh, but yes,
No,
but we thank you. We really, really thank you, folks, for all of your kindness and your well wishes over the holiday season. We got some really, really great emails from all of you.
I had my market day on the 23rd this year of December, was last Saturday, and I have to say, I had a delightful day with nothing but delightful customers.
That's great.
Everybody was in this amazing kind of festive holiday mood. There were tons of cute hats. There were Christmas sweaters on. It
Oh,
it was just kind of, the atmosphere was amazing. It felt like a true kind of winter outdoor market. People were walking by with big bunches of flowers and a big thing of
no, I
vegetables.
love that.
It was kind of amazing, as I am like Kate, a veteran of a number of Christmas Eves or day before Christmases when there's panic in the streets over whatever.
Panic in the streets,
Some
100%.
Furbies or Tickle Me Elmos or something is just making everyone bananas, and it was so kind of delightful. I mean, maybe everybody was just, this was,
It could have been the Saturday mood too. I found that,
maybe everybody was happy that they had Saturday off, and then they had
Yeah.
Christmas Eve, and then
Yeah.
Christmas Day. They were having a 3-day weekend. But it was kind of stunningly delightful. And
Yeah.
I'm, holding on to that with every fiber of my being, that was such a good day. And
Yeah.
people were happy. And
I
I
know,
said,
it was good.
like, yeah, okay. I'm like,
Okay. Yeah, Chris and I braved Costco, the Saturday before Christmas, and but we did everyone was it kind of restored my faith in humankind, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Em, I'm gonna put your piece on the spotlight
Okay,
here, and
do
I'm
it.
gonna go kind of back and forth. I've got some projects, Emily's got some projects. Let's let's dive in. And I'm seeing a lot of people chatting about their favorite projects and stuff. Let me
Oh, good,
solo this one.
good, good.
There
I
we
have
go.
my project box, my samples box right next to me. So if there's anything
Mhm.
I can pull out that you guys
Oh,
want to
great.
see again, I'm happy to grab it. Kate asked me to kind of go over my favorite things from this past year, and was I've been thinking about this particular bracelet, although this is from 2022. I've been thinking about this particular square stitch bracelet because I'm about to do a new pattern for it. And I love doing square stitch. I love the look of it. I like looming as well. Looming is fun and has all the joys of doing a big piece rather quickly. But square stitch is also fairly quick and doesn't require the loom. So you can do
Mhm.
square stitch. And I do feel like one of the nice things about square stitch is it's got a little bit more durability to it. So straight looming on its own is fairly sturdy, but I do think this one has a lot more going for it.
That
Um,
was such a great project, and I think somebody just posted on the bead table.
I think you're right. There was another one just came up recently.
Yeah, I
So
really thought
I
that
have
was
an
clever.
I have an update pattern on this coming
Mhm.
next year in
Oh,
February, I believe.
great.
And of course, it gives us a chance to use our check buttons, which I can't tell you how much love I feel for these check buttons. And I
Yeah.
for years, not only the moon face, but all of the designs. They are, gosh, they're just charming, and they have this little bit of whimsical kind of vintage Victoriana or
Yeah,
Baroque or
definitely.
something going on to them that I really love. And the moon faces are actually one of my faves, but I've bought them for years. I bought the scarab buttons and I bought all of the big, really robust ones that we can do peyote around. And so this is going to be kind of one of my redos. I wear a lot of blue, and so this is a blue. I love how these blue metallics pick up into the blues. They really kind of come, that kind of blue pops a little bit, comes alive. With these matte metallic buttons, keep in mind that wearing these and handling them will change their colors a little bit as they pick up
Mhm.
some oils from your skin. And it's not change for the worse. And if you wash them gently with a tiny drop of soap and just get them rinsed really clean, not hot water, but cool or tepid water, get them really, really clean. That matte metallic will kind of come back. But they do change on their own, and it's not a bad thing. It's just a thing to notice. And I think they're one of my top, certainly in my top 10 for beads. Kate also said she was going to discuss her favorite beads, so I jumped out of my chair and grabbed my two favorite beads from my seed bead loves. This is the nickel plated. That's the 11190, and this is the
Yes.
11457, which is the dark bronze. And those two are they're actually coming up in a project. Actually, the square stitch might be not be till March. I can't remember. It's coming up in the next couple of months in the new year, and
Yes.
I'm going to use both of these in another project because I can't quit them. They are they are two of my most favorites. So that's the nickel plated 190 because it comes in 11s, 8s, and 15s, and the dark bronze, which is the 457, and I have it here in an 11, but also available in a 15 and an 11, or a 15 and 8, maybe even a 6.
No,
Really,
I
two,
agree.
two of my most favorites.
Yeah, that 190 is just
Isn't it good? I mean,
it is good.
it's kind of like the titanium in the titanium wire. It's got that oxidized look or that slightly worn silver look, a patinaed silver look. And keep in mind that when I first started beading back in the old days, when you saw a bead that was looked like this, that plating was not going to stick. It was
Mm,
not going to stay permanently. These are, as far as I have had in experience, completely permanent.
yeah,
Um, I've not had
agreed.
any, I use them all the time and wear them all the time. But I do love that bead. It's a really good one. And the same goes for the 457. That dark bronze, it's one of those colors. I would consider it in the warm tones, but I think it's a bridge. I think it's something that if I put it with a blue or green, it'll pull towards the blue or the green tone.
Hmm.
If I put it with a red or a pink, it pulls that direction. So I do think it's one of those kind of it's a magical bead in that way. It's magical color, and this also harkens back to shadows in the bronze in the shadows. It does.
One of my favorites.
I knew I was gonna. I was trying to come around, working the
Come around. I'm
magic.
going to actually show, and then I'll come back to you.
Show me.
Um, I've got this going on here. Let me back up just a little bit. Whoops. I've got a new camera, folks. So I'm hoping, let me see if I can change the light temperature. I don't know. Is that better? I can't tell.
That feels a little cool to me. There you go. I
There we
like
go.
that.
That one's better.
Yeah.
I will, so I'm experimenting. I'm trying to get the best camera. This looks pretty good. Let me
Yeah.
know what you folks think. Um, So two of my favorite beads that we launched, well, we launched these this year, and of course we added some to our friends, the Checkmates tiles. But the Checkmates bars, love, and the tiles, love them, love them. I've been working on this piece for, this laddered piece with
Yum.
bars and the tiles. I just love them. And these are kind of meant to go together. The finishes are just so, so gorgeous. Then let me show you a couple more things, and it's going to morph into a project that I'm going to show you. Let me get this out of the way and these out of the way. Then let me get this box of things. My other big favorite this year, and I can't remember if we launched them this year or not, but the drops, right?
Yeah, those are so fun.
The drops, and this latest one that Drea did, we had them with the earrings, this DP191F. So, so nice. There's all kinds of colors of them. And we also launched the Miyuki Spacer, which is also a beauty. I'm gonna try. Let me see. I'm gonna try zooming in a little bit. That's not too bad. What does everybody think of the picture quality? Not
Yeah,
too
that
bad.
looks good.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm working on it. But all of the drops, I love them so much. And the Miyuki drops that we have, it's a 3.4 millimeter, and they now come in all of the long tubes. Is how we carry them. Then, last but not least, let me put those away. Something else that's celebrating our 1 year anniversary of this bead. Emily and I found it in
Oh yeah.
in Tucson when we were there. The Charlotte.
I love you, Charlottes.
I know. I love you, Charlotte. I love you, Charlotte. And these, my friends, if you haven't tried them, they're a 13-aught. I suggest getting yourself a holiday gift and trying a little seed bead extravaganza with
Yep.
these. I mean, look at these three colors together. I'm going to put in the gray here too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They have such a vintage feel to them. There's the brown. I mean, come on now. They're so great. And any of Emily's seed bead projects, I mean, I think brick stitch with the Charlottes.
Yep, we did that with the. I've seen a couple of those come through the group also
Mhm.
recently, and golly, let me go back in my.
I mean, they're
I'm gonna rustle
so
around here a little bit. Oh
they're
my god,
so good.
there's the one that says Charlotte. I sent you the blue ones, I believe, of these earrings.
I wear them all the time.
Yeah,
Do you have them? I'm going to switch over to your.
I do. I have them right here.
Switching you and
But
let me.
I'm extracting them from a little bit of a
Okay.
tangled thread in the
Okay. Gotcha.
baggie that they're in. But yes, I have them right here. We did the
Gotcha.
Tucson
Oh,
reference color,
yes.
right? Charlottes are cool because that little facet that's ground on each one. So there's one flat spot ground on the Charlotte.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlottes, when you weave with them or make them into kind of a fabric, they have this random sparkle that happens when you move them. I hope that comes through.
Yes. Oh, very
That
much so.
there's a little bit of a random like reflection that pops up. And I think they're quite beautiful. They do require, because these are check, these do require a little bit of editing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there'll be
yes.
some smaller ones and some fatter ones. There'll be some with a little bit more of a challenging hole. And this is a time where you're going to have to use that 13 needle and some smaller thread, which we carry. But I think they are kind of unmatched. I'm doing a bead embroidery piece for next month, and I promise you that the next bead embroidery piece we do, we'll do Charlotte's on it, because
Yeah.
that will give us the most detail. It really is the finest bead, and it will give us the most detail, and it allows us to have that little bit of shimmery sparkle action that happens with them, right?
Yeah. No, 100%. They're so, like I said, they just have such a vintage flair to them, but yet with the durability of pieces, of modern beads.
Well, this is the thing about modern glass beads is the finishes are much more durable, but we're sacrificing a little bit by maybe not having some of the colorways that we used to
Right.
have, and
Exactly.
that's okay. I mean, I will pick and choose amongst a few things, but I think the thing that makes modern beads so much better is that their holes are generally so much more stable and so much more common, so you have
Yeah.
more chance to pass threads through them. Japanese beads are unmatched for that, unparalleled for that process, and they really do give us the advantage of that. Um, but even modern day check beads are better than what you used to get. When I
Agreed.
buy the little, I love the little Indian bead loom, which has been a
Yeah.
staple, and you can probably still get it at Joann's or Michael's, and it is a great loom for kids to play with. But the minute you open it, take those beads and put them away. You
Yeah.
don't
Throw them in the street.
throw them in the streets, plant them in the yard. You could string them, on a necklace, just a strand or a bracelet, stretchy bracelet or something, but they are of the poorest quality of bead.
Yeah.
And
They're not.
it makes the bead weaving more frustrating when
Yeah.
you're not working with that even shape and even hole. It's a lose-lose instead of a win-win.
I was looking for my little scrap of bead embroidery that I made. I just had my hands on it, but I have no idea what happened to it. But I'm going to switch my camera over and show you
Oh, let's do this one.
this piece. This was a Janice piece that
Mhm.
incorporates those drops.
Yes, the weaving with the drops just pops
Mhm.
up like that. It's 3D.
I love it so, so much.
Mhm.
And doing the laddering with the drops, I did this one right here that also has the drops
Yeah.
in it. But this was Hydria, the one that Janice did. and she used the Checkmates bars. You can see them here. She used the quarter tilas here, and we've got this kind of more of the bars and the 11-aughts. Let me try this here with, maybe it's the lighting that's funny. Is that color any better?
I liked the one before.
Okay. I'm still working it out.
I'm looking at we're working on the same pad, you and I.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at mine. It's a slightly yellowed tint. So I'm looking at the color combination, although that's still a little on the cool side. I don't know how your color temperature is going, but it's a little bit cool.
It's a little cool, yeah.
When I do color balancing for photos, I always look at the color that's in the shadow.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at the shadow line anywhere where that bracelet is throwing a little bit of a shadow, that if it was truly neutral gray, then you should be okay color balance wise.
Yeah, I'll play around with it.
Yeah, it's going a little too blue now, a little too cool, but
a little too cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
everybody's monitor is different, of course, and but if I usually kind of, when I balance my things on the internet, on the computer, if I look at the shadow color and if it's generally kind of neutral, not cool or warm, then I feel like I kind of got the right thing. So
yeah, I'll play around with it a little bit more, but I think this camera is pretty clear.
Very clear.
Pretty good. So there's this one. This one was one of my faves. This guy.
I don't think I ever saw that doubled one. That's really cool looking.
Yeah, this one I did when
Will you put that on your wrist for me?
Yeah, this was with the October mix, I think, or whatever mix I did. Could have been November, the melange mix, I think, or whatever it was.
Oh, I like that a lot. That's cool.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. It was fun to do. And so I just did a little braid, and then I did a little 2-strand lettering here, which was kind of fun. I've got something else here in the seed bead realm that maybe 2024 will be the year that I finished it. You know, I brought it with me to the retreat and I didn't touch it. What a surprise. But I really think we want to revisit your friend and mine.
Yeah.
The
actually, you know, we might get really cray-cray and do that with Charlotte's.
That would be beautiful.
Charlotte's and 11s, and that would give us some, you know, some shape, and maybe I love those 2mm check fire polish. They're kind of my jam.
Yeah.
And I love them more than I love the 8. I think it's the shape that it's a little bit different. And maybe we can get back to using some of the hematite cubes and things, because those go well in that as well.
No, agreed.
Yeah.
I love it.
There's a few things we can play around with there. So
yeah. No, agreed. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Let me see. There we go. That's my zoom in, my zoom out. I'll get there. I think there's a few little settings, but I'll play around with it. Yeah, this was super fun. And I don't have that much more to deal with. I love making these like kind of opulent pieces with this. This was such a fun project of yours, Emily. I loved it. Then I have another one of Janice's pieces here, and I've got a couple to compare and contrast. This is the bird bib.
That's such a good one. It's like the Mexican shirt, embroidered Mexican shirt.
It is, right? It's just, it's really, really beautiful. I love it. And we've got some beads, some birds in kind of fall colors, but this has kind of a, what I want to say, kind of a winter feel to it, right?
Yep.
I love it. This is one also that Janice did. Some of the pieces were from Tierra Cast, which we no longer have, but this has the check bead mixes, those strands.
So pretty.
Very similar in feel to the bird piece. And Janice took several of those mixed check glass bead strands and just wire wrapped them again as a bead, as a bib necklace. I've worn this a couple of times and it is so delicious, delicious. But this is also a great way to use up, like if you got the gilded bead mix that I did, that we just
Oh,
launched,
that was so pretty.
that would make gilded would be beautiful
Mm-hmm.
for a piece like this. It just feels super opulent on when I have a forward facing. When I have a forward facing one, a camera, I'll show you this. But this, friends, all you need is some chain. Janice used 3 different types of chain. You need some head pins and you need some beads.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, don't make this harder. As Janice likes to say, this isn't rocket science. Don't make this harder than it is.
Well, that would be a good one to blend in some
Let me show
leftover
you
vintage
that.
pieces.
So
Like if you had a little
you can
locket,
screenshot that.
a couple of
Yeah,
arms or something, it would be a great place to kind of get those out and out of the box and into a piece of jewelry that you wear, you know? I mean, they could be
definitely. Wire
mementos,
wrap some buttons on
you
there.
know, absolutely. All those things. Yep.
That would be great. Um, then there was a request to show, and then Emily, I'll get back to you because
Sure.
I know you have some cool things. It's so not complicated at all. Janice did this. I don't know. One is this might have been a couple of years old, but it's so great. I love it. And Janice did all the loops. They're all wire wrap loops that Janice did, wire wrapped and then attached to a jump ring for movement.
Yep. And
Okay,
that makes it easy also to do kind of an assembly line kind of process without having to
100%.
slow yourself down.
Here's that close up. I think Mary wanted the close up here. So this is just 11 aughts, just different things. This is all in herringbone. And then
Yep.
I did some, uh, Emily has that trick where you push a little bead on the inside so your piece pops out. Those are with the Baroque pearls. Here I started and stopped around a ring, split it. So I did,
I like those Baroque pearls too, a
yeah,
lot,
I do
actually.
too. I really do. And then I just started doing whatever
I gotta see if I have some
struck my
vintage
fancy.
pearls that I bought. I gotta see if I can find those. I think they're Japanese and they are already wire wrapped on a loop. And I bought them because I was just so drawn to them and I don't think I ever used them for anything. I've
Hmm,
got to look around in my vintage bead
your
box.
vintage collection. I
Yeah.
think what I want to do with this is I think I want to do a series of like 5. So I need to do 5 more of those. And then I'm going to do a lot of plain herringbone. So there's one, there's a lot of opulence here and then just kind of a plainer stitch
Contrast is
over
fun.
here. I have so many things in my to finish pile. It's not even funny. Let's go right over to you. Uh, you've got another couple of favorites over there.
Yeah, I was so tickled to finally get this project on the books and kind of get it going with using Bullion wrapping techniques and playing with them around the pearls. And I know there were probably any number of these that went out in gift boxes this holiday to people
Yes.
because I think it was a good make that you put some time and energy into, but was not crazy making. It's something that was very accomplishable and having those coin pearls to play around with. And really, you could do any bead, but they do suit a flat pearl or a flat check bead really, really, really well. And I also have to compliment Kate again on picking out these ear wires from one of our vendors in Tucson
Oh,
because they're really beautiful. I know, an ear wire is an ear wire is an ear wire. It's the thing that kind of puts the earring in your ear. Here's the one with the little ball, and some of them have different advantages to them. This one that has the little ball actually has a really nice sized loop, So it fits with running some seed beads through it better than some would. And I really
Mm-hmm.
like that part of it. And I do like having that little accent of that little bead there. And this one kind of emulates that by having the bead as all part of the wire. But I think it's a really elegant one. And if you want to step up your game a little bit with earrings, pay attention to the detail of the ear wire. This one has a substantial wire size. It's probably almost, it might be a 20 gauge. So it's sturdy. It's got a beautiful, graceful shape to it, and a nice looking ball. So the connections are really smooth and easy to do. But I think this elevates your making a little bit. It elevates it to a little more couture than loving hands at home. And Kate knows
Yeah,
it.
no, agreed, 100%. And and we have the coin pearls are back in stock. I just checked.
And I think there's some
Um,
new colors. Is that right?
no, same
No,
colors.
same colors. Okay.
It's the blush and the white. We
Right.
paired them. So when you order them, you get a pair that's been matched.
Which is
That
no mean feat. Don't.
let me
Takes a little
let me
time.
tell you.
You know.
Let
Um,
me tell you.
And I do the same thing when I buy beads and I know that they're going towards earrings. I just get a little scrap of cardboard out and when I pair them up, I tape down the pairs so that I
Mhm.
can't mistake them anymore. But you could throw a little piece of wire together or, whatever. But I do think the ear wire on this earring kind of makes it a little more elevated. And, we talk a lot about making things, but we don't often talk about kind of making things at a higher quality level and
Mhm.
kind of stepping up that finish so that
Mhm.
what you're making looks really more designer and really more fully, excuse me, I'm spitting out there, fully thought out than kind of thrown together. And
Yeah.
I think this is again an elevation. It's a small detail, but it is an elevation of making something not look handmade in a crafty sense, but
Yeah.
made very by someone really who knows what they're doing and is paying attention to all those details. Because that's what sort of sets things apart, right?
Yeah,
What
no, I
we're-
love them. I want to show you these. These are ones that I did. We still have
Oh
these
yes, that
little,
frame,
our little
so
fringe,
good.
our frame that's there. Um, and I used a large pearl from my stash. But again, that ball ear wire, plus these little frames, I just love these. Bear with me here just a second. I'm going to see if I can fix this image right on. There we go, color. Let me see if I can just kind of, you tell me if this looks any better because I need your eye. Look, that's a little less. That's good. Maybe
So
better.
actually add back some red.
Add back some red. Thanks, Em. Sorry, everybody. I needed just a little bit of Emily's help to do this.
Better.
Let's go to
Okay, now drop
saturated,
down to hue.
and I'll go down to hue.
Pop that up a couple, see what happens.
That looks a little bit better, huh?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah. No, we don't want to do that. There we
Auto
go.
white balance, no.
Oh, yeah. No, auto white balance. Okay. Oh, all right. And then we'll do this. Oh, that's a little yellow.
So wait, stay there just a sec.
Oh,
And
okay.
wait,
Isn't this fun?
no,
Manual.
go back, go back, go back. No, 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 no. Go back up to white mode. Okay. Well, now there was another white mode there for a
Oh,
second
you know what? I'm going to have you help me with it when we're done
afterwards. Okay.
with the
I think
broadcast.
there's something right there. Wait. Oh, oh well.
Oh, well, there
Too
we
late.
go.
All right.
Well,
We'll do
there it is. So again, this is the first time I'm using this camera. Nothing like trying it out on a live broadcast. But I'm really, yeah, my it's giving me a little bit of yellow cast now on my hand, but my nail polish should be green. It is
Mhm.
green. Okay, so here's this. Let me show you. Someone mentioned it earlier. The great boho bangle extravaganza.
That one's
Uh,
still popping up. I see it happening on the group all the time.
it really is. I'll tell you, the boho bangle, and then its four mothers, the explorer bracelet, and the expedition bracelets. So all of these are kind of related. And my next one that I'm doing for the Great Bead Extravaganza is going to be another cousin, the fourth cousin to this trio here. I think you folks are going to really like it. That's coming up. The Great Bead Extravaganza is coming up at the beginning of, or I think it's the 13th, around the 13th of January. So, I've got another one. And yes, Michelle, how many expedition bracelets did she make? She made so many. And then of course our 4mm leather with these 4mm clasps, which are also
Those are my
good.
jam also.
Yeah, I like them a lot. So,
maybe we should do a little series on covering those clasps with.
That would be fun. Doing a new beaded clasp.
Yeah.
Over that.
But
just that one.
any of your ones on your wide leather for sure too.
I'm going to pull this back to you real quick, Em, because you've got some more earrings up there, those brick stitch, and then those great little beads.
I really had a good time with these. And, I was playing around with doing some basics videos, just a very limited palette. And I came out thinking about stripes. And Kate and I have stripe mania. What kind of socks do you buy? Striped socks.
Stripes only.
Only, pretty much. I mean, maybe not 100%, but only. And I really do love that look of kind of a Harlequin or a Poirot or a clown that's not the scary kind of clown.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love those earrings. Really, I think this brick stitch earring, what we've been doing, and I'm going to grab one of mine. Sorry, I'm tripping over a box on the floor. I'm going to grab an earring that I found in my pile that I have to finish.
Well, I love putting, the Picasso finish this is a finish that was a Czech finish and is now being applied to Japanese beads. So that it's kind of a collaboration, having that irregular mottled finish on the beads. It elevates, again, this is not your most common usual bead. It makes a world of difference to have that modeling on the bead. And I remember getting started in beading and understanding what that Picasso finish was. And then I was obsessed. All I wanted to do was just find every bead that I could possibly find with that Picasso finish.
Agreed. We can never go wrong with Picasso.
Oh, Michelle, I love the lantern too. In fact, I was paging through my sample box here, which is set right beside me, so I can pull out any of those ones. But I like that lantern too.
And yeah, the lantern is so good.
Yeah, I did a 3D lantern, and I think Kate was the one who made this into a Lariat.
Yeah, I did.
It was so.
It was so pretty fun. Good. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah.
Having all that dimension and all those different beads involved. God, it was really a delight, a pleasure and a delight.
Yeah, that was so fun. I pulled out these right here. This was my, hang on, let me get it. Here we go. These are also that brick stitch, and I did them on
a pie stone and
a
coin.
Yeah, which I love. I'm going to adjust the color again one more time now that I have this on here. Because it's a little yellow now. It's bugging me. Something happened here. Or maybe it's the saturation that was funky. Yeah, I think that's it. Let me put my hand there. Christine was asking thank you. Which camera. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Which camera I got. I'll show you. I've been testing them and I read a lot of reviews. I'm in no way endorsing this, nor are we sponsored by this, but this is what I grabbed from Amazon. You can take a quick screenshot here, and it was very affordable, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. This question, Liza, no more Tiara Cast anything, honestly, since Tiara Cast is closing as we know it at the end of this year. So unfortunately, all of the Tiara Cast we have right now is what we have, and we won't be
Wait,
able
end
to
of an
restock.
era.
Yeah, end of an era. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Isn't that going to be wild to go to a bead show and not have Tiara
I
Cast?
know, not see our Tiara Cast friends.
You know?
Also, just a quick note, some of the gilded we still have. I made a ton of them. I made just a ton of the mixes. So we do still have some of this gilded. If you're watching me live on the 27th, we still have some of these in stock. And again, it would be great to make one of Janice's bib necklaces with. I just checked the stock on that. We do have a few. There's one more. Em, do you have that necklace there in front of you?
I have a couple necklaces in front of
A
me.
couple. Let me move. Let me.
Which necklace are you referencing?
I was. Oh, look at there's the lantern earrings.
So there was the first lantern, and then the 3D lantern. And
yes.
you know, I may not be done with that design actually. Again, there's those 2mm fire polish.
Yeah.
You know, it would be really fun to make one for Chinese New Year that really has a very strong lantern.
Yeah, Year of the Dragon this year is, I think.
Maybe.
I think it's the Dragon year this year.
But I'll do it all in red and gold.
Yeah, it'd be beautiful.
Red and gold, and really have that lantern effect to it, because it would be really charming that way. Not that I don't love these, but there's that gold.
Yeah, that's really. I just love both of those. I love them. Love them.
And the 3D one is awesome too.
Yeah, they are, and you could scale all that down.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. We could scale this down and use Charlotte's if we wanted to in 15.
Mm-hmm.
And so it would be a very delicate, small lantern.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Roscoe's barking at the UPS screen.
And then you have the that seed bead necklace one you've got there.
This guy.
Mm-hmm.
This was sort of a sleeper, and this was something I prepped for the retreat. And these are the Padres, and I don't remember which color strand it is, but I think I just took them off and transferred them right onto wire as straight from the strand, the mixed strand of Padres, and incorporated it into 3 small strands to go together, 3 wire wrap units, and then jump ringed and added it to chain. Kate and I both have had this experience where we get all our supplies and they're laying out in our workbench, or we've made some parts and we've had to go away and kind of come back to them, and suddenly something kind of sparks our imagination or our inspiration. And that was really what happened here. I really liked the Padres and I wanted to put them with chain, because that's what I was focusing on for the retreat. And having the Padres all laying together, this was what sparked me, was just literally having them kind of soaking on my table, marinating, if you will, and having me come back to them a couple of times and decide how they were going to go together. But I think this is a great one that, we could actually make these little groupings, these little units, and instead of having a lot of chain, put them really right next to each other.
Yeah, so they'd be kind of dense. Yeah, that would look really nice.
Dense. Maybe a link in between each one, because I do think that gives it a little bit of fluidity.
Yeah, a little movement. Yeah.
A little movement. But I do think there's something there. And this is why I wanted to pull this one out. I talk a lot about the quality of beads, and Padres are very irregular, but there is a charm to their irregularity that, as long as you're kind of prepared and know that that's going to happen, that you're going to edit through them if you need them to be very, or you're not going to edit to them. Because I didn't edit these at all. I just took them right off the
Mhm.
strand, right onto the wire. And
Mhm.
I love how these look together. I love the irregularity of them. It's a little bit what you get with gemstone beads too. They are not always very regular. Sometimes they're quite irregular. But I like that, having that element of those slightly irregular textural pieces. I think it suits this kind of design really well, and it gives it a new outlook on life. You know, the Padres that we've used for years now with in ladders and in wrap bracelets, they never met chain or wire before. And so I really love putting them together like this. And then
No,
this,
I think it has a great look, a
yeah,
little more dimension, you know?
yeah. And then that of course led me over to wire working for one of our wire work uh, wire work broadcasts that we did with that little design called Colleen, which of course St. Patrick's Day is right around the corner. So we're
It
talking
is.
about greens and enjoying that green. You know, in California, our California winters are quite different from some winters that you probably experience in the Midwest or the northern states or the southern states. You know, we get rain usually in October and November. And when the rain comes, within a couple weeks, the hills go from golden to green. So it's sort of like a second spring or an early spring.
Yeah.
And so green in California to me is always that wintertime color. And it is a color I use a lot with my holiday decorating because I really love the green and silver and white together. Um,
Agreed.
but this kind of Colleen mixing all the different combos of green from our check glass mix or check glass options really kind of goes really well together and allows you to play a little bit with textures and the different shapes. So,
Here's some, I gathered a few of the Padres together.
oh
Um,
yeah, okay,
and
cool.
so I pulled these guys here. And then I have this is that great little spacer that we also introduced this year. We introduced a lot of new beads, which I really love. These little spacers, you could always use Padres. I mean, always use shadows. But this is that little flat, you can see that little shaped square kind of spacer that we used. And they go really, really well with these Padres. I think uh, they mix in there nicely. And this would look nice, on your little wire wrap beads. We could add a little flash of metal into it as
You know,
well.
we could absolutely, one of the places where this gets a little kind of crunchy to put together is right where the Padres meet the jump ring. And
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit tight. So if we actually went with one bead at the end here that was slightly smaller, it would actually make that little
That
grouping kind of
transition, yeah.
transition a little smoother. And it again, sometimes we think about beads that you buy and you see that have metal caps either built in at the end or put on the end, and it gives it a bridge or a transition to another material. It sort of finishes off, if we want to think of this as this little unit as a bead itself.
Mm-hmm.
We can do that, but I do like the idea of adding that little bit of metal there at the end to give us a little transition right into a chain. You know?
Yeah. No, it would look nice. And then I have this also, Emily, you were talking about the green and the gold. This was a lariat that I did a while back. And I just saw it hanging on the wall there. And I'm like, oh, I forgot about this one completely. This also is using Checkmate's tiles, and weaving in and out for kind of a vintagey kind of feel. These are using Tierra Cast components, but you could
Oh
use
yeah.
just about anything. I think I used thread on this. It looks like I did. And this lariat, I just put in the lariats it's called Autumn Oak is this one. And it's a fun project. Um, Lariats, I don't know. I sometimes feel like lariats don't get their just desserts, so I love them, love them, love them.
What you showing me all those Padres made me think about was, and we only did this one. Well, we did two different bead crochets, but we have to come back to the bead crochet that's a strand.
Yeah.
That's we really haven't done enough with this. We have not.
No, we haven't. Do you have it there?
I
Let
do.
me,
I
oh,
do.
hang on. Let me
I
go
am not
there.
tired of
There
this.
we go.
And
Yes,
I
yes,
want to
yes,
come back to
yes.
this. We could just use Padres straight,
We could.
and it would have such a nice weight to it. And Padres are inexpensive, and you get a lot of them when you work with them. So it would be a really nice one to play with again, and kind of come back with Padres and Ceylon. Play around with that a little bit. I
Yeah.
also want to try.
I love how you color blocked those
Right.
as well. They're just they're really nice necklaces.
When I was playing around with the 5mm leather that we were just playing with last week or the week before with my project, I had a flash of a moment that maybe I needed to crochet with that 5mm leather. And
Why not?
we also sometimes think about jewelry for guys, and we haven't done a guy bracelet in a while. But I have a feeling that the crochet with leather and maybe Padres. I'm gonna have to try Padres on that 0.5mm leather. Maybe that would work. And we could crochet with it. Oh, might be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Be kind of cool, right?
This is 100%. This is the bead crochet in the round, which I think we need to revisit.
Oh,
this
yeah.
is one that I did years ago. And you can see I used a bunch of different beads on it. What a surprise that there are shadows in there. This is one, I think when I taught it, when I had my store in San Francisco,
right.
I made this one. And it has 3mm, 8/0, some metal 8/0. But this is such a fun, the way you teach it, too, sometimes you use 6/0 for it. I would love to get back into this crocheted bangle. I love it.
I'm so happy that I brought my box of samples and set them right here beside me, because now I can.
Oh, I'm going to switch
all of my goodies right here. So we did bead crochet, which is tubular crochet.
So good.
In a circle, and it really makes this amazing kind of snaky feel to it. I think I made this one later, and I incorporated these.
I love those old Ghana.
Yeah, brass beads. Let's look for something when you're in Tucson. We can slip on this. So it's going to have a pretty big opening. Let me just check this opening, because I like the fact that this slides around pretty easily on the bead crochet. So let's use the other.
Well, and as I walk across here, next week, I'm going to grab this. I'm going to come back. If it sounds like I'm far away, I am.
I think this is going to need at least like a 10mm, a 9 to 10mm opening, right?
So if you are into, you can see that Emily's used some vintage seed beads. I don't know.
These are all from Bead Shop.
Oh, I thought that you had some maybe old African.
Nope, all from Bead Shop.
Some of those we don't carry anymore, but I'll show you this
bead
here. Coming up in a couple of weeks, about a week. You folks remember my mixes I did with the vintage African beads? Well, these will be coming back. We were just talking about the date today. So there's going to be 5 strands in the collection, and I'm putting all of these together for you. So keep an eye out for that. I don't get these very often. So I've been hoarding these, and I thought it would be great to start the new year with. But these are great. You can see Emily's piece that she did. You can there we go. You can just do small portions of these, right? So you can mix different sizes of your seed beads, especially when you color block it that way. Look at how
Well,
great that is.
these
That's such a
are,
great piece.
this would be about, whenever I do bead crochet like this in the round, let me grab a ruler real quick. Hold on.
And Janice is asking how many strands would you need for a bead crochet? Like that section there is about 3 inches.
Yep. That's
So,
about, for every half inch of beadwork that you make, I have to think about saying this correctly the first time. So let me say it slowly. For every half inch of finished beadwork, you need about 6 inches of strung beads.
mm-hmm.
So I think the strands you're handling in your hands are probably going to give you probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 3 inches.
About these are about. Let me measure one, just for fun.
For kicks and giggles.
Yes, it's about. So yeah, and you'll get about 2 inches
Okay.
of crochet probably with them.
And these are 11s. So, you know, the African strands, you could probably have anything from an 11 through an 8 on any of those strands.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Occasionally. And sometimes you have a little oddball mixed in, which I emulated by throwing
Right. Those. Gosh, I love that
a
necklace.
little oddball here and there just to make myself happy. Right. And I often, in my own work for bead crochet, will just string a strand right of those exact ones that Kate has. I just
Mm-hmm.
bring it as found.
Mm-hmm.
So I just put it right on the beads, right on the thread, and then crochet it, and whatever I get, I get. But isn't that fun with a little surprise? Oh, surprise bead.
It is fun. And you could also do it, I think, with the Padres. It might be a little wonky, but do you think you could?
You definitely can with the Padres. I would do
Mm-hmm.
the straight chain stitch with the Padres and feel
With
happy
the Padres might be better. Yeah. And
because
this
it's so
one,
uneven. Once you go around and around in a circle like this with the unevenness, it gets very,
right, it gets a little
yeah,
funky. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was trying to emulate this kind of in a bead crochet kind
oh,
of
yeah,
way.
yeah.
So you could use the Padres in this way that I did with the wrapping.
Oh yeah, they would
Um,
look so nice, and with you could do single bracelets and have a stack of them with those different
mhm.
Padres on them. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it
it would
would look
be
really nice. Really nice.
incredible.
I'm trying to see if there's any last uh, things that are floating around here on the wall that I want to show you.
I'm
There's
looking through mine too.
so many projects we could share.
Oh,
Um,
here's one.
oh, here, let me get back to you then.
Here's one. Wait, let me clear a little deck here because now my
Okay.
work table is just a pile of delicious things.
That's
Here's
right.
great. Here's a necklace that I come back to all the time.
Oh,
And
Emily, shut the front door. I was just going to show something like that too. That's
this
hilarious.
is really when I sell jewelry at my booth at the market or I put things on the internet on Instagram. I have a pearl version of this that I do absolutely all the time. And again, this I'm going to circle back around to my favorite beads. I use those 190s and I use those 457s, the silver, the nickel plated and the bronze, dark bronze, as the spacer in between these. And this was a very early kind of hit for me as far as things that I make that I sell. It's I've done it in multiple different styles. I've made bracelets, necklaces, multi-strand necklaces, long necklaces, short necklaces, just the whole range but mostly I work with pearls in mine. But this is really the one of those fallback pieces for me that has really been good for me. And I love stringing beads. I'm in this mess that we're in, me and Kate are in, because I like beads. What got me started in this? I went into a bead store one time, Baubles and Beads on Shattuck Avenue in Berkeley, circa 19 93-ish or so,
Yeah,
and
sounds about right.
started stringing beads on thread and on flexible wire, and I kind of never looked back. It has been so interesting to me in the sense of the history of it and the technology of it, and the people that you meet, and the teachers that you encounter, and the tool makers, and the new inventions and the new products that people make. And it has just taken over. It's taken over my life in this weird and wonderful way. But this particular design was an early one that I did for Bead Shop, and it stands the test of time, I think. Maybe we'll work on this as a multi-strand for next year also, with a
Yeah, that would be fun. I'm looking for it. It's the
it's called
Patterning with Stones is what it
Patterning
is.
Stones. It's way,
Yeah.
way back. If you go back, if you look at the broadcast, you go way,
Yeah.
way, way back.
And here's the Patterning with Stones. There's so many Patterning with Stones samples.
So
And
these are hung
you
on
use
Softflex.
on Softflex, yeah.
I primarily use the .014 as
Mhm.
Softflex as my kind of my go-to one. This is probably in the 52-inch range. Oh no, this is a
Mhm.
shorter one. This one is so there's 24 and 8, so about 32 inches. So it makes a
Mm.
doubled necklace nicely.
Yeah, those are
Um,
so nicely
and
done.
the ones that I tend to sell, the longer ones I sell, tend to run at the 52 inches or so,
Mhm.
that you can be tripled around your neck.
And it's great because you can throw any of your wayward beads in there. You
Oh
know what I
yes,
mean?
and golly, look. I mean, here it is on ivory, right? It looks great on that. Let me slide that blue sleeve under it.
Yeah,
So
look at
it's
that.
a different direction. It makes these
Mhm.
bluish ones pop a bit more. But oh my gosh, it looks great on kind of
It
any,
does look great.
right?
And you use the 457s and the 190s on your pearls too, don't you?
I do. Yeah, I use
Mhm.
those exact ones. Yeah, indeed.
Here is the
Go ahead.
master class. I have a little bit of fringe to finish on the master class. And then what I have here is the fringe and stuff at the bottom. We're starting our new master class, which is going to be all about laddering. That's going to be my first episode of the new year. But this one was also so much fun. It was so great to share this with you. And this is going to be the project that we're going to be doing in France. So it's going to be fun.
It is a really
It's a good one.
it is a good one.
Janice, it was me throwing those links up. So don't worry, I got you.
It is a tour de force for sure.
Yes, for sure. Well, Em, what do we have to finish up? I think I'm going to take this out.
I'm gonna do one more peruse
Okay.
through my
I'm going to show you folks what I just went out while Emily's
box.
perusing. We have our orange tree. I don't know. That's also not only
Oh,
the time
isn't it beautiful?
of the green hills in California, but it's
Yeah.
also citrus time. These oranges are just 6 steps away from my door, and it's so perfect. This is also why I love California.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. I have
so
two things to go out on, Kate, because coming up real soon is bead embroidery.
oh, yes, yes.
And
Let me highlight this.
I love bead embroidery, and I did a couple. These are
I do
these are a
too.
couple of years back. I did the turkey feather. We have wild
Yes.
turkeys in our neighborhood that drive my dogs crazy and that poop everywhere, and they're kind of tiresome, but they throw off
They
the
are
most
pretty.
beautiful. They throw off the most beautiful feathers,
They
and
do.
I see them every day on my dog walks. And I am so sorry that I didn't get to the Pear Festival this year, but I'm thinking about 2024 making an appearance there. And this was my ode to both Pear Festival and the Pear Festival mix that Kate was so generous to do for me.
That
Was
was so fun. It's everybody's favorite. People
yeah,
love the Pear Festival mix.
yeah, and I think the pear is a great shape around with. And you could really do any fruit, you could think anything. You could do oranges, you could do apples, anything that has sort of that interesting kind of inside too would be a great one. But we're heading for some more bead embroidery here in just a few days. Gosh, a couple, 3 weeks coming up real fast. And we're going to be very intentional about it, what we're doing,
Yes.
kind of setting intentions for the new year.
I have a bead embroidery piece that I don't know if I've ever shown on camera, so I'm going to show it.
Oh, let's see.
This was actually given to me by one of our customers, and I'm sorry that I don't. That year that you all sent me these really lovely birthday cards, a lot of you sent me little trinkets as well. And I should have written this. I don't. Oh, DAR 2020. Gosh, I should have really actually written who this was. So if you're watching, please let me know it was you. But look at the bead embroidery, Emily, on this little heart.
It is stunning.
It really is stunning. And this little edge stitch, the little feather stitch. Yep. So I have this sitting in my, just here in my studio. It's really fun. So bead embroidery, you can do just about anything. Just a stream of consciousness for sure.
No, I love that embellishment on fabric and kind of treating it like a crazy quilt, where you're using that the beads as part of the stringing. It's really as part of the quilting. I beg pardon.
Yeah, it's really fun. Well, I can't wait, Emily, to share some more. Pardon me. Bead embroidery stuff with you folks. I'm wearing yet another one of my embellished pins.
Nice.
I love that. I just the embroidery with the beads is a lot of fun. So on Friday, Emily, Hydria and I are going to do the year-end wrap bracelet.
Cool.
So you'll see us again, and then you'll see Emily, as she said, coming up in the new year with that new bead embroidery project. Mm-hmm. I wanted to mention, again, if some of you came in late, or I'll just show it to you folks one more time. Don't forget that Hydria is doing the 12 days of Beadmiss in our newsletter. Today is day 2, and it's, if you're watching us live, it is Wednesday, December 27th. Today, there's 20% off of all leather. Pardon me. And you can couple that discount. You can stack it with one of your coupons or your rewards or whatever it is that you have. And remember that leather goes off sale at midnight tonight, but tomorrow there will be another something on sale. So make sure and check your newsletters. I'm going to remove.
Check it out, man. Check it.
What's that?
I said, check it out, man. Check it.
That's
check
great.
it.
Check it.
My is a total mess now, and I'm gonna have to go in, and I need to date all my baggies that I keep all my samples in. So I think I know what I'm gonna do for the rest of the day.
That's right. Yes, I've got some kit organizing to do today. But my friends, I will be back with you on Friday with Hydria. And then stay tuned, my friends, to your newsletters, because 2024 is going to be a ride. I'm telling you. We've got the new masterclass that's starting on Wednesday, January 3rd. We're going to start with our laddering masterclass. That Thursday, I'm going to do a special broadcast about my French trip. So if you're thinking about coming to France with me, you'll want to tune in on the 4th. That'll be in the newsletter. We'd love to have you. We still have a couple of spots left, and I'd love to fill it, and I'd love to bring you with me. On Friday the 5th, actually, is the Antique Seed Bead Day, so mark your calendar. You'll see it then. And then we're just going to keep going on from there. we have our buddy Michelle is coming on the 19th. We're going to do a whole overview of Kumihimo, and that will kick off Michelle's Kumihimo series that she's doing for us. So we've been busy behind the scenes, I'll tell you.
Very cool, Kate. I love all the new stuff coming. It's so exciting.
It's coming. And then, Emily, you and I will be in Tucson before we know it. You, me, Christine, our buddy Tanya, our other friends. It's going to be fun.
It's going to be cool. I cannot wait. I'm so looking forward to
either. Me too. All right, my friends. Well, Emily, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for all of those wonderful contributions you have done for us this year.
Oh my gosh. It's been fun. I gotta say, pushing everybody's envelopes, pushing my own envelope, always good for the brain growth. And yeah, I can't wait to see what we come up for next year.
I know. I can't wait, but it's coming.
It is.
As much as we
now.
No stopping us. No stopping us. Well, thanks everybody. Have a great day. I will see you on Friday with Drea for our last show of the year. Yeah. Thanks so much, all.
You guys, bye.